Now, my original background was in mental health. I was a classically trained school social worker, and of course, because of issues like this is exactly why I had to leave, and thankfully the Lord provided a way. The more I discovered that the people who take and do the things as they're told to do, the sicker they are. So what are we looking at here? So since 2009 to 2021, we see a spike of people consuming this. What is the problem with this drug? I will give you 10 reasons why you don't want to consume this. Of course, with the preface being that we understand the mechanism of action of all drugs create mitochondrial stress. It poisons the body and also leaches various vitamins and minerals. There is no receptor. No one is ever deficient in any of these things. The body doesn't know what to do with it except to break it down. Now, one of the citations for this is cardiovascular issues. It can increase your heart rate, leading to arrhythmias, strokes, particularly those with pre-existing conditions. Addiction and dependence. Now, the reason why there's such a high risk of this is because it creates the chemical imbalance. Go look it up. They announced, I think back in 2020 or 2021, Oxford University people, that their theory about SSRIs is false. What the medical journals do show that most people don't look at and read, this just happens to be my passion, is many people dealing with depressive issues have lots of neuroinflammation. An inflamed brain will create those sort of issues. That's why alcohol is a depressant. It inflames your brain. So if you're still drinking alcohol, you have to be very careful how you consume it. In my younger years, before I was into health, of course, I had plenty, so I have no desire, no use for alcohol. But that's how it works. It is a depressant because it leaches your B vitamins out of your brain, which you need for your mental health. It takes your zinc out, your magnesium. It's a big issue. Adderall is cited for creating anxiety, paranoia, mood swings, and in severe cases, psychosis. Now let's take a look at an article here. They did a recent study, and as you can see, so 41 million Americans are on this, and lo and behold, from ages 16 to 35, lots of people dealing with psychosis. And one would have to ask the question, why is that? It's because once you start taking this, you're turning yourself into a science experiment when you ingest this. It is jacking up your brain. I literally have 2 long-time clients that I'm teaching and helping to get off. And what we do is, remember the books I showed about amino acids and things like that? Feed the brain the raw materials and saturate it with the things that it needs. That's how you improve brain health. You don't poison the brain healthy. It's never going to work. Now, sadly, here's a citation of a young man who was unalived by himself. He decided to make this decision. And remember, this is one of the issues with these drugs. They create sleep disorders. It does suppress the appetite and can cause you to lose weight. Risk of seizures, again, and epilepsy because of what it does. It's destabilizing the brain. One of the citations is it even stunts children's growth. It could delay the growth because of what it is doing. It is altering your metabolism. It is altering your brain chemistry. Of course, it's liver toxic in enough high doses, and especially too if you're mixing things. All of these prescriptions are liver toxic. You can just look that up. It can create libido issues where you cannot be able to be aroused because of what it's doing to your dopamine and norepinephrine. And of course, gastrointestinal issues. It can make you constipated, nausea, because anything that's toxic to your brain is going to be toxic to your gut. And whatever tends to be toxic to your gut tends to be toxic to the brain. And lastly, here we see, because of the 2020 issue, many people were using these telehealth platforms, and that's what happened with this young man. And he managed to get himself this, and then we saw what the fallout was. So unfortunate. I'll let you decide. You can ask the obvious question: why is this not pulled off the shelves? After all, science is the gold standard, as they tell us. Yet people are being harmed, mammied, and are unaliving themselves while taking this, and there is no one being held liable or responsible Nutrition is not being given an honest look, even though all the documentation is there. Again, with that, I'll let you decide. So this is for those with an ear to hear. And as I said, I shared this with my longtime clients because I want to help further motivate them. We have things in place that we're doing to help them safely transition off this and never need to feel the need that somehow this is of benefit. And obviously, for those of you who are asking the question, if you want to help yourself with focus, look up the amino acid L-tyrosine. So for those of you who made it to the end of the video, you get the gem. What do we do? L-tyrosine, amazing for focus. Low dose caffeine. There's a low dose caffeine with also using L-theanine to buffer it, because that's how you can get focus, but also too because caffeine can cause the jitters. So if you know how to play around with these safe things, you can recreate the effect that people are looking to get with Adderall. But yes, God's Adderall is L-tyrosine. Go do a deep dive on that. It's also amazing for thyroid health.